Welcome to this FB Media feature game. I'm Darren Lutton. It's quarter-final time in the Canale Cup and we're at Ron Proud Field for the clash between Capital League 2's Acacia Ridge and Flight Centre Premier League's Ipswich Knights. With Lions losing last night to Capalaba, throws open a whole heap of opportunity for the remaining clubs. Let's head straight to the action. Calling the game is Rafe Griffin.
Well, thanks very much, Darren. Contrasting fortunes for both these sides in their respective leagues this season. Acacia Ridge well and truly in the fight for a top 4 position in Capital 2 and coming off a big 6-goal haul against Slacks Creek in the league on the weekend, while Ipswich Knights linger down the bottom of the Flight Centre Premier League after a 4-0 loss to Rochdale on Sunday afternoon. Avi Cohen is assisted by Michael Boshoff and Nathan Scott for this encounter. And Avi just giving some last-minute instructions before blowing the whistle to get proceedings underway. And Ipswich Knights looking to find an opportunity here inside the first few seconds. Loss of possession there by Levinson. Again in attacking territory here for the Knights. Out wide here for Peter. Gets his cross in towards the back post. Unconvincing clearance there from Fury, but able to get it away there in the end. So corner to Ipswich Knights. Drifted in towards the spot. Unable to be cleared off the line. And Ipswich Knights have the opening goal here. So the corner played in, unable to be dealt with by the Acacia Ridge defence. It was James MacArthur from the Ipswich Knights. They got the final touch onto the ball. On the line there is Collyshaw. He can't get it away from danger. And the Flight Centre Premier League side takes a 1-0 lead early on in this encounter. And a distance shot there. Falls wide of the post, so Ipswich Knights coming out, showing their intent here early on. Levinson on here for Peter. He's in behind the defender. Good challenge there from Fury in the end. Brought down what was a dangerous situation there for his side. And again, unconvincing there, Acacia Ridge, but able to grab it there was Samajaya. Take a second look at that. Peter tries to tuck it away there. But Samajaya on hand to grab that one. So coming up into half-time. Ipswich Knights player down here in the background. Immediate concern shown there by Avi Cohen. Looks to be a head knock. Yeah, the arm there from the Acacia Ridge player. Diego Bajorquez being called out here by referee Avi Cohen. Jason Tobin slowly being helped back to his feet here. A little bit wobbly on his right leg there. Obviously suffering the aftermath of that clash. So coming into half-time, free kick here for the Knights. Flicked on. Here's Peter. And Emmanuel Peter, he is the equal leading scorer for his side, but lean times of late, having not scored since mid-April in the league. Clearance long there. Disputed possession near the middle of the park. Rules deemed to have given away the free kick. So into stoppage time. Free kick played in. Finlayson can't hold it. And Acacia Ridge have snuck an equaliser here in stoppage time of the first half. Well, it's a terrible time to concede there for the Ipswich Knights. The free kick came in. Perhaps Finlayson was a bit obstructed there. Plenty of players in the box. And Acacia Ridge have now equalised at 1-1. Marko Simonovic on hand to score the equaliser. As Avi Cohen makes a late appearance after the half-time break. This is Peter. On here, The Ipswich Knights threaten again, and Samajaya off his line. Had to be accurate that time round. Yoshimura looking for options. Plays it straight through the middle here for Harmes. Harmes, he's forced wide there by MacArthur. Scramble there. And Acacia Ridge taking plenty of momentum from that goal just before the halftime break. Weedy was there, tried to poke one on. Ipswich Knights escaped that one. Johnson through here for Levinson. Levinson skies that one over the bar, but it's taken to deflection on the way through. So corner played in here. Attempted header on again there by MacArthur. And Morton Levinson on hand there from close range gives the Ipswich Knights back the advantage. So again, Acacia Ridge have conceded here from a corner. Initial header on from MacArthur, who scored the first goal. And then Levinson, between the two Acacia Ridge defenders, puts his side ahead again. Here he is in the thick of it again, Levinson. Dances round the Acacia Ridge players. Cut back there for Flick. He just gets under it just a little bit too much. Kakimoto. Jackson. In towards Peter. Header on. Attempted header on target at least. Falls wide. And there's a player again down here in the background for Ipswich Knights. There's a Jason Tobin again. And something's happened here. Yeah, Tobin's been collected again. He's been in the wars this evening. And looks once again to have copped a high knock. And second time round, you'd think that the substitution will be made. He's even more proppy on his feet this time round. Perhaps there is something wrong with his right leg as well. Limping away there. So corner here to Ipswich Knights. Samaja gets it away initially. Over the top. And he can't get it on target, can Peter. And to add injury to insult, he's copped a knock as well. Keeper protesting his innocence. So Peter, keeper came out to try and punch it away. And Ipswich Knights, well, plenty of players needing attention this evening. Emmanuel Peter looks like he'll be the latest to be replaced here with 15 minutes remaining. So truth's becoming an issue here for Ipswich Knights, particularly if this match does go through to extra time. Looking a bit more sharp in the latter parts of the second half. So Majaya advances. Matt Johnson puts Ipswich out to a 2-goal advantage now. Well, it's looking more comfortable here for the Ipswich Knights. The ball through from Levinson. Johnson takes a touch. And able to evade the defenders. And things looking a little bit more comfortable now for the Flight Centre Premier League side. Still time here for Acacia Ridge to cause some late issues. Won't be doing it by that though. Cheap turnover from the home side. And again, it's Johnson. And that should seal it now for the Ipswich Knights. 3 goals to the good with just under 7 minutes remaining. And this time it's good individual work from Matt Johnson. Beats a host of Acacia Ridge defenders. Samajaya, he's wrong-footed by the deflection off one of his defenders. And Matt Johnson now has a brace. And Ipswich Knights skip out to a 4-1 lead. Here he is again, man of the moment. Got through them again, Johnson. And now he has a hat trick. 3 goals on the night. to Matt Johnson late here for the Ipswich Knights. They looked in a little bit of trouble earlier on, but now the ship has been well and truly steadied, and Ipswich Knights look set to ensure their progression through to the semi-finals. Johnson again, this time playing it back for Jackson. Towards the edge of the box. This is Davison. He's on the score sheet now, and Ipswich have 6 of the best. Well, this might buoy Ipswich Knights' league season. Goals have been hard to come by at some stages during the season, but putting 6 away here might give the side some confidence going not only into the semi-finals of the Canale Cup, but also into the final stages of the league. Ipswich Knights through to the Canale Cup semi-finals after a 6-1 defeat of Acacia Ridge.
Well, Zoran, we won't discuss the score, but what did you make of the game?
I think it's a good example of what is the difference between the BPL team and the Capital 2 team. We compete 75, 80 minutes, pretty equal game, and the last 10, 50 minutes they smash us, because we didn't, you could not pay, or we could not cope with their pace and the movement in the last 10, 15 minutes, they score 4, 5 goals, and on the end they deserve the win, and that's it,
You must have been pleased with the first half, though. I think the boys looked overawed at the beginning, but they really worked their way into the half.
I'm honestly pretty happy how the boys play. We have today play with 4 our crucial players. And probably the game will be much more tight. But anyway, I think that the Ipswich is the better team, and they will win the game, in any situation. And I'm pretty happy, I want to that our player, I'm happy that our player has the chance to play against the team in BPL. 2 years ago we were on the beginning. Today we play in quarterfinal, the cup with the team in the BPL, and must be and I think the boys happy. Maybe, last 10, 15 minutes, maybe a little bit, the concentration, they lost the concentration, the focus, they could not compete, and the team who has a better fitness, who is the better pace, and simply, they use that.
You've had a great cup run,
yeah.
But your league form's quite good as well.
It's for us is most important, the league, and we will do everything, to try to make the promotion, because we really think that we have the ready team for the Capital 1, and we really think that we can improve, the Capital 1 league with our teams. Honestly, it's our opinion, and we will do everything, to go, for promotion.
Well, Stuart, comfortably through tonight. What were your thoughts on the game?
I don't know if it was comfortable, Darren. I think Acacia Ridge are a good side, and they've got some really good players, and I think at times there we took them a little bit too lightly, and we let them back in the game just before half time. So, I think they're a good side, particularly for the league they're playing, and I think they're a good chance of being promoted.
Set pieces, particularly corners, were a real positive for you guys tonight.
Yeah, well, they've got a couple of boys in there, but they're not fantastic in the air, and we've got Jim MacArthur, he's really good in the air, and a couple of other boys. So we worked on our set pieces, and we spoke about them before the game, and the runs that need to be made, and the delivery of the ball was good. So it was nice to get a couple of goals from corners, but also from just main play and stuff. So I was pretty happy with how we executed our goals tonight.
You finished the game very strongly.
I think they just died off. I think that's a big difference between the leagues, is the level of fitness. And once it was 3 or 4-1, their heads were down, and we've got a bit of superior fitness over them, as the higher level clubs would. So, and that helped us run over the top of them. But I think the game was a lot closer than the score reflects.
The win did come at a bit of a cost, with a couple of players down tonight.
Yeah, Jason got concussion tonight, just to put his head in the wrong area, and just a bit of a clash, and so we'll have to reassess him, and work out what we're going to do for Sunday. And then Easy got a bit of a knee in the back there, so he's back playing up. He went down pretty gingerly there, so we've already got a few other boys out at the moment, so we've got to really patch everyone up for a tough run at Holland Park on Sunday, so fingers crossed.
Your name is on the reserves bench tonight. How close were you to coming on?
Only if we had a penalty, I would come on. If we got a penalty, I would have made the sub straight away to get a goal. So, no, look, I'm just there. We've got a lot of boys out and a few boys that are injured, and we're just trying to be a little bit sensible to get through the season. Obviously, we've got the cup run now, which is nice. It gives us something to really aim for. Our league form's been really disappointing this year, and I'm hoping that we've got something to play for now. Hopefully, we can get a few wins under our belt and try to progress through this cup.